Hey guys, it's Mrs. Rush. Great to see you. And this week we will be working on solving one-step equations. Again, this week we're going to be working on how to solve one-step equations. So I'm going to first go over some notes for you today and explain how to solve one-step equations. The first thing I want to go over is what an equation is. If you look at the word equation, guys, in the beginning, it looks like it's going to spell out another word. It looks like it's going to spell the word equal or equals. So that's how I remember what an equation is. An equation is a mathematical sentence that uses an equal sign to show that, oh, sorry, this moved a little bit, to show that two expressions are equal. Okay, so the big thing you need to remember is that an equation has an equal sign in it. Okay, and if you remember, look at the word equation, it looks like it's going to spell equal in the beginning. Okay, great. So something else we need to know is that when we're solving one-step equations, we're going to be using something called inverse operations. Um, what an inverse operation is the opposite operation. So inverse just means we're looking for the opposite. Okay, so first, when they give you a plus sign, which means addition, what is the opposite of that? The opposite of adding is subtracting. When they give you a subtraction sign, the opposite is plus, addition. When they give you a multiplication sign or a multiplication problem, the opposite is division. All right, let me put a little division sign up here. The opposite is division. And when they give you a division problem or a division sign, the opposite is multiplication. All right, so remember, we're going to be using inverse operations to solve one-step equations, and inverse just means the opposite operation. All right, great. So here are the steps to solving one-step equations. Step number one, we're going to undo the operation. That's either a plus, minus, times, or divide. We're going to undo that operation that's in the problem by using the inverse operation. So we're going to undo the operation that you see in the problem by using the inverse operation. Remember, the inverse just means the opposite, okay? Step number two, we're going to do that to both sides of the equation. And step number three, we're going to solve for the letter. Do you guys remember what letter means? What the word for letter is in math? It starts with a V, it's variable. So we're going to solve for what the variable stands for. Variables are the letters in math. All right, great. So again, the steps for solving one-step equations. We undo the operation that is in the problem by using the opposite or inverse operation. Step two, we do it to both sides. And step three, we're going to solve for the variable. Remember, the variable is the letter, and say what that letter equals, what number it represents. All right, great, guys. Now we're going to do some examples together. So my first example says, it's the equation a plus 5 equals 21. Remember, first of all, we know this is an equation because it has an equal sign in it. Okay? So step number one was we're going to undo the operation in the problem by using the inverse or the opposite. So I see a plus 5. The operation they give us is a plus. So what's the opposite of plus? Minus. So that's what I'm going to be using to solve this. My inverse operation will be subtraction or minus. Okay? I just want to show you what I usually do when I solve these. And you don't have to do this, is I usually draw a little line from the equal sign, like a little river, to separate the two sides of the equation. Okay? And if you can notice, I'm running out of time as usual. I have like 18 seconds, so I will finish 4 examples on part 2 of my notes. See you guys soon. Thanks.